We are busy with common fractions, and more in particular we are busy with division of common fractions. Exercise 13.6, we will use that to illustrate this further. For number 1, we have to calculate. Check your answers using calculator. I'm not going to worry too much about that. My focus is more on the actual maths. We have seen in our previous lesson, as soon as we see a division sign, we can in fact change it to a multiplication sign. So this is still it is still applying this process here. So we could say that we have 3 4s, but now instead of division we have the multiplication sign. We pay a price as soon as we change the sign. So now the 3 go upstairs, the 2 come downstairs. And now we are back to normal multiplication. So we can multiply tops, we can multiply bottoms. There isn't anything that I can see that any factors that can cancel. So tops 3 times 3 is 9. Bottoms 4 times 2 is 8. This is an improper fraction. The top or the numerator is larger than the bottom or the denominator. So we ask, how many times can 8 go into 9? Yes, once. What is the remainder? Well, we have 8. We need another 1 to get 9. So the remainder is 1. That's always at the top. We always keep the bottom the same. So this is now a mixed fraction. We have the whole part and we have the fraction portion. Number C, we have now 4 and a tenth divided by 2. But remember, we said most of the time, as soon as we see a mixed fraction, it's best to change it to a improper fraction. So let's first do that. So what is our approach? Take the whole number, multiply it by the denominator or the bottom one. So we have 4 times 10, and then we still have to add the numerator or the top part. We always keep the denominator or the bottom part the same. So I'm going to put all of this in brackets. Divide, change now to multiply. But as soon as we multiply, we need to swap around. Now here's an invisible bottom stairs because 2 divided by 1 is simply 2. So now the 1 needs to go upstairs and the 2 come downstairs. So now we can just simplify a bit. So 4 times 10 is 40. We still add 1, so we have 41 in fact over 10. We multiply by a half. It doesn't seem 10 can't go into 41 without the remainder. 2 can't go into 41 without the remainder, so we can't really cancel factors. So we will have to multiply top stairs. 41 times 1 is 41. Multiply bottom. 10 times 2 is 20. 41 is bigger than 20, so it is an improper fraction. Let's change into a mixed fraction as we started off. So 20 goes into 41 twice. 2 times 20 is 40. We still need 1. The remainder of 1 is at the top. We always keep the bottom the same. So it's the same as 2 and 1/20th. It's a mixed fraction. We have the whole number 2. We have the fraction portion 1/20. Number 2. How many thirds are there in 1/7? Oh, we could easily change it to how many thirds are there in 1 to make it easier? Because if we divide something into thirds, something like this. So you have a whole pizza, you divide it into thirds. So how many thirds can go into a whole pizza? 3 thirds. So how did we get it? Well, we take the 1, we divide it into 3. So if we change this question to how many thirds are there in 1, we will take the 1, divide it by divide it by a third, and we will get 3. So now let's just change this so that we actually, instead of 1, take a 7th and divide it by a third. So now we know when we see a division sign, we can change it to a multiplication, but then downstairs go upstairs, upstairs go downstairs. We can multiply tops. 1 times 3 is 3. Bottom 7 times 1 is 7. So there are 3 sevens, 3 7 of thirds in 1 7th. The other way you could have approached this is you could say 1/3. How many thirds are there in a 7? So we need the answer of a 7th. How many? So if there were 2 thirds, you would multiply 1/3 by 2. If there were 3 thirds, you would multiply a third by 3. So you could say the third by how many do you have to multiply, where we don't know the how many, so let's call it x to get the 7th. Then again, you'd say we only want x, not x divided by 3, so how do we get rid of this 3? We have to multiply by 3, so that they cancel. What we do to the left, we have to do to the right. So we also have to multiply by 3, and then we get the same answer. So that's another way of approaching it. Number 3. What must you multiply 1/5 with to get 5 2s? So 1/5 multiplied by what? Let's call the what x must equal 5/2. We can rewrite this as 1/5 times x. We know multiply, you can just write the letter next to the number. It still means multiply by convention. We only want x, so how do we get rid of this 5? We multiply by 5. So that it cancels out. So what we do to the left, we do to the right. Now we can multiply tops. 5 times 5 is 25. We have 2 at the bottom. 2 goes how many times into 25? 12.5 times. 2 goes into 12 times into 24, remainder of 1 over the bottom 2. Yes, 12.5 times. So your task is exercise 13.6, number 1B.